Hello, welcome back to some completing the square. Before we get going on more algebra completing the square, what did the clothesline say to the wet laundry? So let's get going. Sometimes you'll see the question phrased like this: express in the form x plus a squared plus b. It's just another way of saying complete the square. So how are we going to do it? Now this time, again, this is different than the previous video. The previous video we didn't have that minus 5. The previous video we just had something like x squared plus 8x. When we complete the square, that is what we focus on. I talked about this when we did the algebra tiles. Don't worry about the minus 5. Completing the square is all about focusing. We're completing the square just on the x squared plus 8x. That's what we're turning into a square. So how are we going to do it? Our rule is still the same. It's going to be x plus b over 2 squared. All right, actually, in this case, I'm using different letters this time. Oh, no, I'm not. We're good. So it's x plus b over 2 squared, and then it's going to be minus b over 2 squared. All right, this is how we complete the square. So let's do this. So I have x squared plus 8x. Again, we're just focusing on this. Forget about the minus 5. We complete the square on the x squared plus 8x. So that's going to be what? It's going to be x. Half of 8 is 4. So it's going to be x plus 4 squared. And then I need to minus this 4 squared, so I need to minus 16. Okay? So this right here is the square for this. Okay? Now I still have that minus 5, don't I? So I still need to do minus 5. Okay? And then simplify it. So when I finally simplify this, it's going to be x plus 4 squared. Minus 16 minus 5 is minus 21. There we go, we've done it. This is what they wanted. Now remember, when they say, write it like this, x plus a squared plus b, the plus b can be a minus, right? Because plus 21, I can write it as plus minus 21 if I want. It's okay to just leave it as minus 21. It's the same thing. This is our final answer. Okay, this is how we complete the square on an expression. Okay, so let's look again. They want me to basically complete the square is what the question says. I just focus on that bit. That's all I focus on. So that's going to be x plus half of 8 is 4. Okay, and then I'm always going to minus this number squared. So I'm going to minus 16. Okay. So there I've completed the square. That is the same as that. Okay, but I still have that plus 4 there, don't I? So I have to add that plus 4 on. And now let's simplify. Okay, I hate it when that happens. All right, well, all right, so we didn't get a chance to finish that one. Let's go ahead and get going on this one, all right? So it's going to be x plus 3 squared. Okay, it's half of 6, and then it's always going to be minus, that 3 squared is 9. Okay, so this bit is the same as this. Think back to our algebra tiles. Those are the same. I still have that minus 3 there, right? I can't ignore that minus 3, so I have that minus 3. Now I just need to tidy it up. So this is going to be x plus 3 squared minus 9 minus 3 is minus 12. That is my final answer. That is what they asked me for. All right. Again, that minus 12 is okay. I know it says plus b, but minus 12 is really the same as plus negative 12. So we can just leave it like that. We don't have to worry about the signs. Okay. I want you to go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own, and then we'll come back and see how you did. Okay, so here we go. So again, we're just focusing on that part when we complete the square. So it's going to be x, half of 6 is 3. Imagine our algebra tiles. We're making that square. Okay, then I need to minus 3 squared, which is 9. Right? Again, why? Because I needed to borrow 9 positive ones to make this square. So I need to take away 9. So this is the same as this. Okay, but I still have that minus 10. So tidy this up. Minus 9 minus 10 is minus 19. There we go. That is our final answer in completed square form. Okay, let's try this one. Same thing. We just focus on x squared minus 4x. That's what we focus on completing the square on. That's where we began completing the square. So half of minus 4 is minus 2. So this would be x minus 2 squared. Okay, and then we always minus, okay, we're always minusing this number squared. Minus 2 squared, minus 2 times minus 2 is 4. So I'm minusing 4. Okay, so this x squared minus 4x is the same as x minus 2 squared minus 4. They are the same thing. I still have that plus 3 there, so I have to add plus 3 on. All right, now tidy this up. So this is x minus 2 squared minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. That is our final answer. That is in the form they wanted us to write it in. Okay, they are equivalent. Okay, just written in a different way. Okay, let's look at this one. Again, we just focus, when we complete the square, we just look at that. We'll take care of the minus 6 later. So this is going to be half of minus 4 is minus 2. This is going to be x minus 2 squared. And then I always minus. Okay, and what am I minusing? I'm minusing this number. Minus 2 times minus 2 is positive 4, so I'm subtracting 4. Okay, this is the same as this. Now I still have the minus 6 there, so I have to put the minus 6 there to make those two things the same. Now tidy it up. So it's going to be x minus 2 minus 4 minus 6 is minus 10. That's our answer. Okay, so this x minus 2 squared minus 10 is exactly the same as x squared minus 4x minus 6, but I've written it with a square. Okay, you could expand the brackets on x minus 2 squared, expand those brackets, take away 10, you would get the same thing. All we're doing when we express it in this form, we're just writing it in a different form. They are equivalent. We're not solving anything. We're just writing something in a different way. Okay, they want us to complete the square. So half of minus 2 is minus 1. So this is going to be x minus 1 squared. I always minus, okay, and minus 1 times minus 1 is positive 1. So I'm going to take away 1. So this is the same as this. Just another way of writing it. And I still have that plus 5, so I have to add plus 5 to make them the same thing. Now we just need to tidy it up. X minus 1 squared minus 1 plus 5 is plus 4. Okay, this is how we complete the square. Okay, one more example. Why don't you pause the video, you give this one a go, and then we'll see how you did. Okay, so again, I just focus on this. Half of minus 2 is minus 1. I always minus, and minus 1 squared is positive 1. So this is the first part. This is making my square. Think back to our algebra tiles. We're making our square. Now we have some extras. All right, I have that minus 1. I need to put my minus 1 there and tidy it up. X minus 1 squared minus 1 is minus 2. So this is my final answer. This is what they wanted. It's just another way of writing that expression that we started with. Two different ways of writing the same thing. The difference is I have a square this time. Okay, so what did the clothesline say to the wet laundry? Why don't you hang around a while? And we will see you later.